9. Do not plant large trees directly in front of the door. Ancient wisdom suggests that a large tree directly facing the front door is inauspicious. In reality, having a large tree or a high utility pole directly in front of the entrance is practically undesirable. A large tree near the door obstructs the view and hinders movement, which can be particularly dangerous during heavy rain or thunderstorms. Furthermore, large trees attract ants and bugs, and falling leaves in autumn create sanitation issues. The bottom line is, if you own a car, having a large tree right in front of your door is incredibly inconvenient. When selecting a site in the suburbs, pay close attention to this issue. Once the house is built, cutting down the tree might be blocked by relevant authorities. The ancients considered a tree in front of the door bad luck for another reason. They feared thieves could hide under the branches to scout the house undetected. Intruders could also use the tree to climb into the home. While modern people may not prioritize this, it remains a security risk that shouldn't be ignored. 10. Avoid renovations when there is a pregnant woman in the house. If a woman in the household is pregnant, you should not build or renovate the house. Ancient beliefs held that pregnant women were unclean, but the practical reality is different. When construction begins, the influx of workers and the need to manage hosting and cleaning duties usually fall on the woman. This physical exertion can lead to exhaustion, illness, or even miscarriage. Additionally, a newly built house is often damp, and the humid air combined with construction dust is harmful to health. Generally, concrete walls need time to cure, ideally 6 months to a year, before they are dry enough for safe habitation. If you absolutely must renovate while someone is pregnant, she should move in with relatives before work begins. It is best to wait until the house is completely dry and finished before welcoming her back. 11. Do not build near temples, pagodas, or shrines. In modern society, while science is highly regarded, some people still hold superstitious beliefs, visiting temples to pray for divine protection. Generally speaking, one should not build a home near these sites. Ancient beliefs suggest that temples absorb the surrounding spiritual energy, chi, leaving none for the residents. Practically speaking, living near a temple exposes you to smoke from burning incense and polluted air, which is unhealthy. Furthermore, the daily sights and sounds can negatively influence children, making it difficult for them to develop a standard worldview. Therefore, when choosing land, it is best to avoid proximity to temples. 12. The road in front of the house should be level. Tradition states that an uneven road in front of the house is unlucky. Here, uneven refers to bumpy or rugged terrain. In reality, while an uneven road isn't great, it doesn't necessarily dictate the owner's future career. The primary concern is safety and convenience. If it rains, the road becomes muddy, posing a tripping hazard for the elderly and children. Additionally, a difficult road discourages friends from visiting. Moreover, areas with poor transportation access eventually cause daily living difficulties. If the road in front of your house is in poor condition, it is best to repair it to ensure convenience for your family. 13. Houses should not be built in the middle of the road. Building a house directly at a T-junction or intersection is rare. Ancients believed such houses were attacked from 4 sides, inviting disasters involving blood. From a modern perspective, these houses pose significant safety issues. A house located at the intersection of 4 roads is at the center of traffic, increasing the risk of accidents and threatening the safety of the residents. Therefore, such locations are generally unsuitable for homes or shops. 14. Homes should not be too close to national highways. Building a home right next to a highway is highly unsuitable. First, there is noise pollution. Second, the high volume of traffic kicks up dust and exhaust fumes. Living there long-term is hazardous to health. Furthermore, with so many vehicles passing by, traffic safety becomes a major concern. This is especially true near curbs. A house on the outer edge of a curve is at greater risk. Ideally, the house should be set back from the road with a buffer of empty land to increase safety. Generally, roadside locations are suitable for restaurants, shops, or gas stations, but not for residential housing. 15. Do not build in ravines or gorges. In rural areas, valleys formed by 2 converging mountains are poor locations for building homes. The safety issues here are obvious. Heavy rains can lead to flash floods, and the mountains are prone to landslides, threatening residents in the ravine. Therefore, whether it is a valley floor or a mountainside, these areas should be avoided. The only exception is if the mountains are far apart and there is a wide, flat plain in between that is safe from danger. 16. Do not locate near garbage dumps. In modern society, high consumption leads to massive amounts of waste, making garbage dumps a significant pollution source. While waste is an inevitable part of life, residential areas should have designated collection points. However, in some areas, trash piles up like mountains. Over time, this not only creates a terrible stench but also breeds disease, attracting flies, mosquitoes, rats, and roaches. If your potential home is near such a dump, you must demand that the relevant authorities resolve it. Otherwise, living in such an environment long-term is entirely detrimental to your health. 17. Do not build on high mountain peaks. Some people flatten a mountain peak to build a house for the view, but this is practically unsuitable. A house on a high peak has no shelter or support, creating a sense of insecurity. Being exposed to wind from all four sides, especially during storms, amplifies this feeling. If the terrain is steep and surrounded by cliffs, there is also a risk of falling. If you must build on a mountain, look for a wide, flat area halfway up the slope, mid-mountain, that is backed by the mountain and surrounded by vegetation. Always hire a structural engineer to survey the site. 18. Avoid large smokestacks near the home. Environmental pollution is a major issue in modern life. Many homes built near factories suffer from severe pollution that disrupts daily living. When choosing a place to live, check if there are major pollution sources nearby. If there is a factory smokestack in the vicinity, the likelihood of suffering from environmental pollution is very high. 19. Do not build along railway tracks. The surrounding environment is crucial when buying or building a house. Generally, you should not buy houses located right next to train tracks. First, the noise from passing trains is extremely loud, day and night, disrupting rest. Over time, this can lead to emotional instability and health problems. Second, living near tracks poses a safety threat, especially if the family has young children. Kids often like to play near the tracks, unaware of the danger, causing constant worry for the parents. Therefore, avoid building near railways. However, due to convenient transport, these locations can be quite good for warehouses or businesses. 20. Do not build under high-voltage power lines. Do not choose a building site under high-voltage lines. The electromagnetic interference near these lines is strong. Long-term exposure can affect both temperament and physical health. Additionally, the risk of accidents involving high-voltage lines is significant, meaning safety is constantly under threat in such an environment. 21. Do not build on precarious cliffs. Some locations offer beautiful views but are situated right in front of a deep abyss or depression. You should not build here. A deep pit in front of the house creates a constant sense of unease and poses a risk of dangerous accidents. If you must build there, the house should be set back, and the front must be secured with sturdy barriers to reduce danger and improve the property's aesthetics. 22. Do not convert a single-story house into a two-story house. Some owners of single-story or flat-roofed houses want to expand their living space by adding a floor as their family grows. However, this approach is scientifically unsound because, generally, when single-story houses were built, the foundation was not calculated to support an additional floor, making it unstable. If the original house has load-bearing columns, adding a second floor requires increasing the load on these columns. The connection point between the new columns on the second floor and the old ones on the first floor is a weak point that can snap. This can lead to sudden, dangerous collapse during light earthquakes or storms. If you must renovate, you must hire a structural engineer to survey every aspect. It is usually better to expand horizontally. You should only build upward if the foundation and beams are confirmed to be solid. Otherwise, it is safer to rebuild entirely. 23. Do not build higher than surrounding houses. Ancient physiognomy states that a house towering over its neighbors is an evil omen that can lead to a loss of wealth. In reality, while this isn't necessarily true, a house that is too high compared to its surroundings has downsides. First, it stands out like a sore thumb, creating disharmony with the environment. Second, it is more vulnerable to damage during storms. Third, a tall house blocks the light of neighboring homes, easily causing conflict. Fourth, traditionally, one's home height was expected to match one's status. A house that is too tall can be seen as ostentatious, giving an impression of unrealistic ambition. Furthermore, Private construction rarely matches the technical and safety standards of large high-rise developments, increasing the risk of structural hazards. If your land is small and you need more space, consider building a basement instead of going too high. Since basements have poor light and humidity, it is best not to use them for living quarters. Instead, use technical improvements to create a semi-basement that allows light in, waterproof it, and use it for storage.